Right. Second run from this lovely windmill. Hello. It's been a week already, hasn't it? But as for you, for me it's been about 5 minutes. Oh, and a very bad gear change. My, Red, what are you up to today? Well, funny enough, we're out on a ride, aren't we? Now, it's a lovely day. And the current time is 9:41. No, it isn't, it's 8:41. Right, so in the last video I went that way, but I came from this way. So instead I'm going to go this way, and we're going to end up somewhere completely bloody different. Squirrel! Oh, he's only a little one as well. Mad little bugger, that one. Woo. Well, if you need to be woken up in the morning, that's the way to do it. Roll across the road while there's traffic coming. Wow, especially when the traffic's like 100 times the size you are. Oh, right. What to talk about today? Do you talk to yourself while riding? And there's a bloody good reason for this as well. Obviously I do, because I'm talking to you. I'm talking to myself, but you're watching the video, and there's it just gets confusing from there, doesn't it? But we're back out here again. I'm sorry it's the same scenery, but it's just the other way around. But I am going to go somewhere slightly different, let me tell you that. Now, to the many, talking to yourself can be a sign of insecurity or something's wrong with you, la-di-da, and it's all from perspective and context. It's easy enough to drop something and call yourself an idiot. It's another to go out on a motorcycle and talk to yourself for about half an hour, because that's just what we do apparently, us motovloggers, and we love it, so why not? And as always, we bring you guys along for the ride. Now, I'm talking to yourself in the more how dare I say, the more normal sense. So you would interact with other drivers despite the fact that they can't hear you and they've got no idea you're talking to them. People sort of pull out on you, people do this, people do silly things, and you call them a mug, or you call them all kinds of obscenities, which is normal, perfectly normal. But then do you start trying to have a conversation with them? It's like, why did you do that? Why did you pull out in front of me? You can see me, and so on and so forth. And then you sort of divulge into your own world of madness, which is actually quite a fun place. I find that talking to myself, not just to you guys, but also to other drivers and whatnot, just gives me a bit of, how can I put it, comfort, if that makes sense. Because it's like, my brain basically works at 100 miles an hour. And sometimes it's nice just to talk to yourself, because it slows yourself down. Now, your brain is capable of processing a ridiculous amount of information at the same time, in the grand scheme of things. It's not as fast as a computer, but you give a computer a direct sum, and it will say, right, I know that 1 and 2 equals 3. Your brain, on the other hand, can say, right, 1 and 2 equals 3, but what is maths? And maths is only just a minor part of the whole English language and other languages as a whole. And like, how did we even get to languages? How did we evolve from these like cavemen, Homo sapiens, to what we are today, and so on and so forth? And like the mind just goes off on one, and it's amazing. Unless you're a supercomputer, then well, that's just scary. But hey, I'm just rambling on, aren't I? No, what I find is that talking to yourself is a calming thing. It's a solution to an overactive mind. It's therapeutic in a sense as well, especially if, like me, you do happen to jump in your car or on your motorbike and you go out and you talk to yourself and such like that, because it can be, I suppose, seen as a sign of madness, but madness can sometimes make sense, a lot of sense. So for me, it's just a way to slow things down, just draw things back a bit, to reinforce the fact that yes, this is what I am thinking, and I'm not going to change my mind at the drop of a penny. Because one second I could be like, oh right, I'll let you pull out. The next second I could say, well, I know there's a gap there, so I'm going to take it. I could then say, no, I need to let them pull out because it's just a nice thing to do. And what I find is I just become this sort of this laid back rider, just to say, right, well, you're obviously going somewhere, so I'm going to let you go somewhere. And it forces me to take that step back, just to say, right, well, I'm now going to scoot back here. You do what you need to do, and I'm going to do whatever it is to get out of your way and to let you just get on with your day, because chances are you got somewhere to be and I don't. Apart from on the roads, of course. Nowhere in particular, but everywhere at once. Does that make sense? Nah. It's too early to think of any deep, ooh, nice houses. Any deep sentiments or thoughts of life. Now I know there's a beautiful corner up here. So, sorry lads. I took the 360 camera up here for that 26-minute ride that I did. And I had to cut a lot of it out because I got stuck behind the bloody horse cart. And the woman driving it actually just pulled over. No sign of indication or whatever, just like stopped, and then that was it. So okay, so where are you going from here? And then, you know, again, that's where I take that step back and say, right, what are you doing? What's your thought process? I love this corner. Yeah. Screw up the gear changes, why don't you? When you love a corner so much, you just completely screw up the riding. Oh, here we are. And yeah, she pulled over, no sign of indication. And again, that's where I took the step back and I just sat there. And I thought, okay, so what are you doing? You know, I need to know what your intentions are so I can act upon them myself. So I just sat there. She got out the car and she waved me to go past. I thought, okay, fantastic. And, you know, if I would have just gone past her, I might have scared the horse in the back. I might have scared the crap out of her. I wouldn't have seen her open the door, and we could have had an accident on our hands. So again, just that little bit of like, take a step back, a bit of patience and whatnot, and just talking to myself got me out of that situation. If you would. Now, I love Japan, and I hope to go there at some point. I really do. Money is an issue because, you know, travelling halfway across the world or 3/4 of the way across the globe is, and it is a globe. It's not flat. We're not gonna get into that argument. Oh no. Oh, I would just feel stupid if I had to get into that argument. No. So taking that kind of trip, that kind of length of journey is not cheap, especially when you're doing it by plane. So ultimately I would like to spend an entire month in Japan and just chill and take in the culture, take in everything which is mad Japan, because it's completely different over there from what it is over here. The food, the people, the way of life, the culture, everything. And I was going somewhere this, yes, train drivers, train conductors, more specifically, they point at things. So it is within their job role basically to ensure they're doing a good job. And I love this idea because there's also a train museum in Japan. I think it's just outside Tokyo. Yeah, just outside Tokyo. And they have simulations and whatnot to allow you to experience what it's like to actually drive a train, down to like actually piloting the train. Even the bullet train, for example, you can sit in a simulation and learn what it means to actually drive that thing, which is insane. But I bet that's pricey as well. But anyway, what they do when they're speeding up, slowing down, applying the brakes, closing doors, doing anything or whatever, they point at things. So I found myself getting into this habit a couple of times, and I'll tell you what, it bloody works. I do it at work as well. Just when I'm sorting out a bit of paperwork or moving a couple of boxes around and whatever, I just turn around, I look at it and I point at it and say, right, that's where it needs to be. Fantastic. And that, you would not believe, sets your mind at so much ease. And I've started incorporating that into like modern day life as well. It's a state of mind and it's a form of comfort. It's a way of reassurance. And talking to yourself as well at the same time adds to that. So when you do your bike checks, you point at tyres and say, those tyres are good to go. Key in the bike, that key is in the right position. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. If you think that's silly or whatever, then that's fine. That is absolutely fine by me. That was a bit of a silly overtake on it, love. And oh, is he gonna see me? He's gonna see me. There we go. Nice one, thank you. The bloody cyclists out today in force. Go on, lad. You're fine. Maybe I'll go that way when I come back. So yeah, if that idea to you is silly, fantastic. If it's not silly, fantastic. You know, you can watch a documentary on it if you want to. It's all there on YouTube, it's all there on TV, whatever. But I find that it's amazing what you can learn and take from other cultures and incorporate it into your own life. And learn from these things as well. It's all about learning, isn't it? So if you need that extra bit of reassurance in your life, oop, big bump there, then the Japanese got me covered for that. And I'd like to ride a bike in Japan. I honestly would. I would love to ride a jelly bean in Japan. That would be amazing, because they also drive on the left hand side of the road. Yeah, I'm going to wish you a lovely weekend. Have yourselves a good one. Enjoy. And let's hope that the week to come isn't going to be terrible, because let's face it, we love coming back here and watching the new video from Uncle Red, don't we? We absolutely love it. It's the best thing in the world. I would rather subscribe to Uncle Red than PewDiePie, without a doubt. Get a life, Red. Oh no. Oh, Red, how could you say that? Such a controversial person. Do one.